Hey, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Beardy's back with another tutorial. Today I'm going to walk you through the basics of using Streamlabs. Let's dive in. Alright, so as you can see, we're here in Streamlabs OBS, and I just want to give you a basic overview of how Streamlabs works. When I first started streaming, Streamlabs was kind of foreign to me, and most of the videos I found were more in depth or more specific to a particular topic. So I just wanted to give you an overview of exactly how Streamlabs works and what it does. So on the left-hand side, you're going to see where it says OBS here. That would generally say would say scenes. I have it set to OBS because it's basically the entire layout. However, yours will just say scenes here in this top left corner. Scenes are what you're going to transition back and forth between when you are streaming. So right now I'm on live screen, so it's picking up my display capture. So whatever I decide is on this particular screen is what's going to be picked up and put into Streamlabs. So because I don't have anything selected, that's why you see these like multiple screens here. And that's the reason for that. If you look over here to the left, you'll see that I have just camera. So this is just going to be my camera and my microphone. So this is when I'm making YouTube videos and my introduction or whatever the case may be. If I go here to intermission, this is a intermission screen I basically created for in between games. So that way chat's not just staring at my, whatever my screen is in the background, and I can interact with chat for a few minutes before the game loads up. And then live screen, I've already gone over. Stream starting soon, an intro. Can't really show you these because my microphone's not on there, so it'll just mute out. You won't hear anything I have to say. However, those are just the different scenes that you could toggle back and forth between when you are streaming. Now on the right-hand side, those are called sources. Sources are anything that you're trying to add to your stream for the viewers to see, right? So everything that you see here, these are all sources. So that's my sub goal. That's my camera overlay. That's my stars goal. You can see that I have a video capture device as well. So anything that you want to add for your viewers to see, those are going to be sources. So if you go here to the plus sign, you'll see that Streamlabs offers quite a few different sources. That's the reason why a lot of people like Streamlabs. With OBS, they don't really have any widgets or anything like that. You have to do it, I was going to say an old school way, but I wouldn't say it's old school. It's just different. It's a little bit more involved, and you have to have a little bit more knowledge regarding OBS. This is much more user-friendly and much easier for people that are just getting started. So if you go here to widgets, you'll see an alert box, donation goal, media share, supporter goal. So when you first open up Streamlabs, it's going to ask you to log in either via Facebook or Twitch or YouTube, whatever your desired streaming method is. That's what it's going to ask you to log into. And what's great about Streamlabs is it's actually going to integrate with that. So when I add an alert box, it's automatically going to sync that with Facebook because that's my primary streaming service, right? So that's what's really, really cool about Streamlabs is it's very user-friendly and it's integrated in with whatever streaming platform you're using. So if you want to add that source, let's go to general. Let's go with an image. So if I wanted to add an image, I press add source. It's going to list any images I've already added. If I want to add a new image, I just go here to add a new source and then press add source. And then it's going to ask me to browse and find whatever image I want to add. I'm not going to do that here because I don't need to add anything, but that's how you add sources on your screen. So it's very easy. You can move it around however you see fit. As you can see, I'm moving my video anywhere I'd like to move it. If you press Control Z, it'll put it right back where it was. So that's how you can move things around. It's very free flowing. Another important thing to know about sources is they are layered. So I want to make sure that my screen capture, which is in the background, that is the very bottom because I want everything to be on top of that. So I want my video to be on top of it. I want my stars goal and all that stuff to be visible in the front of the screen. So you can move these around as you see fit. So as you'll see, if I move this video capture device down to underneath screen capture, my video goes away. So I'm going to put that back to how it was. But that's the importance of understanding how these sources work. You want to make sure it's layered properly so you can get the look and feel that you want. So this Bearded Dwight logo, I wanted to make sure this is visible for my chat to see. And, when I'm making videos and stuff like that, it's promotion, right? So I want to make sure that this is visible. So I have this layered above my video source. So just understand that that's really important when you are, creating your layout, that you understand that that's really important. Another really important thing about sources is this screen capture here. Now, I've seen some people, and I'm one of them, who've had an issue using game capture. So when you go to add a source, you'll see game capture, which game capture is supposed to pick up whatever video game you're playing. Streamlabs is supposed to automatically recognize it. Now, I don't know if it's more of a Warzone issue or what if it's a Streamlabs issue, but either way, I've noticed that when I use game capture and I load up my game, sometimes it won't put my game on the screen. So it's capturing your screen when it's only a game. So it won't capture anything else but the game. However, I've had issues with that. I've also seen multiple other people have issues with using the game capture. So what I'd recommend is using display capture instead. When you select display capture and add source, it's already here, but on yours it won't be. Then you just go to add new source and then name it. So we'll call this display capture again, whatever. Press add source. You could select whatever display capture you want to select. So like for instance, if I put display 2, it's going to show you I've got LinkedIn up on another screen. But I'm going to go back to the display capture 1. And then now you can see it's displaying that capture that I already have in the background, right? So it's selecting the whatever screen I select. So I'm selecting monitor 1 because that's my primary screen. That's what I use when I'm gaming. So that's how you kind of basically override the issue with game capture. So I'm gonna press done and I'm gonna press Control Z to get rid of that and get rid of that and get rid of that. There we go. All right, so now we're back to my main screen. So please use screen capture. You could try game capture, but screen capture is going to capture anything that's on whatever screen you've selected for your screen capture. And that'll guarantee that you won't have any issues when it comes to adding whatever game you're trying to play. Lastly, on this right-hand side is the mixer. So as you'll see down here, it says audio input capture. That's my microphone. So as I'm talking, you see the line moving. That's how you know it's working. That's how you know it's recording when I'm picking up. So it's really important to know that this is working in order for you to know that your chat can hear you, right? So make sure that you've selected the correct input audio. Make sure your mic's all set up. I'm only going to do kind of a basic tutorial, as I mentioned. If you guys want more in-depth tutorials on how to use, basically take your microphone and turn it into a more studio sounding type of microphone, you could do that with just the filters that are inside of Streamlabs. It's really cool. I would be happy to make one of those videos. So let me know in the comments. Now, this audio output capture is when I'm playing my game. It's going to pick up that audio, or if I'm watching a YouTube video or something like that, it's going to pick up that audio and push it out to your stream or to your recording. So right now I don't have anything playing, so there is no audio being output to my recording. So understand that that is what the audio output is. Now, one of the primary reasons I made this video is because I've had quite a few people ask me, why aren't my death comms coming through, right? My death comms aren't coming through. My friends in chat, like when I'm playing, in game. So the game audio is not coming through as far as my friends talking. So one thing that you want to make sure is if after you've added the audio output capture and you've already selected what you want the device to be, that is really important because essentially whatever you hear in your headphones is what you want to select for your audio output. That way it's recording whatever you're hearing in your headphones. So that means if you get death comms, you're going to hear that in your headphones. That means that you're going to be hearing it on stream, or you're going to be hearing it when you record it or you save a clip. So make sure that this matches whatever you have in your game. So if you're playing Warzone, make sure that they match. So I have it set to 3 Astro Mixamp Pro Voice. I also have that selected in game as well. So just make sure that is the correct deal that you have selected. If you hear it in your headphones, then you should be able to hear it on stream, and you should be able to hear it when you're recording. So that's really important to double check. Hopefully that solves your issue. If you are having that issue, that would be the only thing I can think of is regarding Streamlabs. There might be some other external issues, but for Streamlabs, that's exactly what you want to do there. Now, another really cool feature of Streamlabs, if you go here to the left-hand side to settings and you go to general, make sure you select automatically start replay buffer when streaming. And I'm going to show you how to add the replay buffer as well. But you want this turned on because it's really easy to forget to start the replay buffer. And if you don't start the replay buffer, you will not be able to clip. It just will not work. So make sure that you have this selected. It's a really cool feature. I guess you could turn it off if you're going to have a really good memory and make sure that you start the replay buffer. But I love that I have this turned on because when I go live, it automatically turns that on. And I know that if I press my hotkey, it's going to save the clip. Now, in order to add that, you're going to go here to output and scroll over to replay buffer. Make sure you're under advanced, okay? And go to replay buffer and then just simply check enable replay buffer. Down here is the time that you could select. I would not recommend going over like 90 seconds, I'd say. because if you go over 90 seconds, that means that every clip that you're saving, it's going to be super long. It's taking up a lot of space in your storage. So I would definitely not recommend going over like 90 seconds. I think 60 works for me. I see a lot of people use 30, but sometimes I'm in like a crazy fight and I didn't have time to clip it. So I want to make sure I have a little bit of a buffer there to go back and save my clip. Now, hotkeys are also really, really cool. So hotkeys you can use for any of these right here. So you could see, you got start streaming, stop streaming, start recording, stop recording, whatever. I only have one hotkey, and that's to save my replay, and I have it set to F8. Now, it's very easy to go in and select whatever you want. So if I wanted to start streaming by pressing backspace, I simply touch backspace, and now my stream will start. Now, if you want to remove this, you can't go in and press delete because it's just going to pick up the delete tab, right? So now delete's going to become what you're going to be using for this start streaming. So you're just going to go here and just click the minus and it'll remove that altogether. Once you've saved your hotkeys or whatever you want to add, press done, and there you go. Now, to go live, very simple. There's a bottom right-hand corner, it says go live. Now, I have multi-streaming set up, which is why you see Facebook, Twitch, Trovo, and YouTube. I stream to these three platforms every single night. My primary is Facebook, but the other two I also stream on. So if you are using multi-streaming, that's a whole nother setup and a whole nother tutorial, but you'll select these here and then just press confirm and go live, and then you're live. But that's pretty much the basics of Streamlabs. There are some really cool overlays that you can use. So they're just pre-designed overlays. So I created all of these. So with my like intermission screen, I created this myself. I created the just camera screen. I created this camera overlay. My starting soon screen, I also created. I'm also going to show you my be right back screen really quickly, but you won't hear me talking at all. So there you go. So that is the really cool part about Streamlabs is you can create it yourself, or you could just download a template and it'll automatically put a lot of these really cool things in your chat for you. I'm sorry, in your Streamlabs for you if you do like that. You can also use third-party applications as well that will offer some free ones. I have the paid service, which allows me to use multi-streaming and stuff like that. And I have like my own merch and all that fun stuff. So that's why I use the paid. So that pretty much sums up the basics of Streamlabs OBS. If you guys want more in-depth tutorials on how to do certain things within Streamlabs, please let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to create more content to help you out. If you did like this video and if you found that it was helpful, please be sure to like and subscribe. It's obviously super helpful for us content creators out here, grinding away. So, but I'd be happy to make more tutorials if you have something specific you'd like me to go over. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one.